Hi guys, welcome to the Fourth Moment Weekly Roundup, and this is where you get your weekly dose of local football action. And we had quite a bit of action this weekend, Andrew, at the FN Rangers tournament. Good tournament there.
Yeah, very well organized, Shamiel.
Yep, eventual winners there, Hamilton's FC. So well done to them and the organizing committee.
Yeah, no, Carl January and his committee did very well. Games are run on time. A lot of teams in different stages of their pre-season or going for the tournament, whichever clubs you were looking at. Big ups to Hamilton's beating their home team in the final.
FN Rangers?
Yeah, and I think, that was very good. We saw some nice talent there. Eh?
Yeah, definitely. And also some people coming to say hello to us while we were watching the game there. So we'll say thanks to those guys for coming to say hello. And it was quite surprising how young some of the, one of the guys were also one of the players. So nice to see that you're using the weekly roundup as a source of information, and hopefully it will inspire you guys to get into the third division at ABC Motsepe League.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to jump into the results quickly. ABC Motsepe. Ikapa Sporting had a good win this weekend against Junction Rovers.
Big win.
Yeah, big win for Ikapa.
Yeah, they were 2-0 up. Junction came back to 2-2. Ikapa got the result at the end. Big result. I think Ikapa had dropped points the last two games. They needed to pick themselves up and be back in the stream contention. Big result. Junction, very good first year in the ABC, Shamiel. Very competitive. And I think between now and the end of the season, I think they're pretty safe. I think they'll be going out there and attacking. Yeah. There'll be attacking football coming from them.
And then Santos against Royal Blues getting a good win there of 3-0.
Yeah, Santos needed to get back on the bandwagon. Yeah. Big result for Santos.
And Young Bafana.
Yes.
Against Okanya, 2-1 win against Young Bafana. I think we called this against Okanya. I think we called this last week.
Yeah, I think Okanya struggling. They got a 1-win first game of the season, no points since then. Yeah. They basically get into a point where they're 1 point behind Royal Blues. And Royal Blues, at home is tough for teams to go to, so they need to pick up points.
And then Hanover Park and Ubuntu playing to a 2-2 draw. I suppose it's probably expected. I mean, both sides are fairly good. Yeah. The first round result was 4-3.
4-3 to Hanover Park away. Yeah, I think Hanover Park now, Shamiel, that's a big knock for them. They're now 5 points behind FN Rangers. FN Rangers got a game in hand, so effectively 8 points. And you're sitting there looking at it and going, Hanover Park basically need to win all their games from now on to have a chance. And they've got to still play FN.
Yeah, away. It's going to be tough.
So it's going to be tough. So, this weekend they have an opportunity to pick up 3 points. We'll get to that later.
Yep. And then in Stream B, the Oriented Birds holding out by United 2-4 with a 2-2 draw.
A good draw, away for Hout Bay, I think, going to Plet. Oriented Birds have held their own.
Yeah. Also I think a good draw for them. They're new in the league. They're doing well.
I think both teams are happy. I think both teams have basically got zero chance of getting relegated, if you look at the log. So good luck to them,
And then City Kings getting a 2-0 loss there against Grassy Park. But Grassy Park, I think we've both said we like Grassy Park.
Nice team. Play nice ball. City Kings also, they need a couple more wins to be safe. Yeah. Good result for Grassy Park.
Battalions, their woes continue. 2-0 loss against Mighties.
No points. They need to win at least, I reckon, 4 games in the second round.
Which is going to be tough.
Which is tough. Yeah. Mighties, stream leaders doing it again.
Yeah. And then the match that was played on Sunday, and a bit of a surprise, Zizwe getting a 4-2 win over Claywood.
Yeah, Shamiel, I think if people who haven't been following the ABC League this year, they see Zizwe beating Claywood 4-2, they think it's a normal result. Yeah. But Zizwe have been rebuilding, a lot of youngsters, and I think they're the kind of team that as the season's gone on, they're getting stronger. I think next season, watch Zizwe. I think if they keep the core of that team together, they're going to be a team that's going to be up there in contending.
Just looking at the logs before we go to the fixtures, Andrew. Stream B, Martis, Claywood, and Grassy Park. That's sort of your top 3 there. And in Stream A, we've got FN Rangers, Nova Park, and Santos.
Yeah, no, listen. FN Rangers in control of the one stream.
Yeah. Right, we're going to jump to the fixtures quickly. Stream A. Right, first one is very exciting. FN Rangers traveling all the way to Heideveld. Expect a big crowd there against Junction Rovers.
Yeah, Friday night, 7:30. Heideveld's the place to be. Yeah. Junction Rovers, like I said to you, they're at home. Yeah. Sure, both teams well supported. If you want to have a nice atmosphere, go there. FN Rangers had a break last week. I think
it's actually a good night for upset.
Yeah, it could be a good night for an upset. But I still think FN Rangers, I think the momentum is with them. But like I said to you, Junction going to attack. Yeah. And at Heideveld, they don't give power away, apparently.
Then Okanya United hosting Hanover Park. That should be a win for Hanover Park.
They have to win. 2 o'clock, Hellenic Sports Grounds. Okanya have to win, Hanover Park have to win. Both teams are going to be attacking. I still think Hanover Park got the firepower.
Royal Blues ain't going nowhere this weekend. They're home.
At home.
They're hosting Ikapa Sporting.
Ikapa's got to travel far.
Yeah.
Tough one. Ikapa have to win.
Yeah.
Simple. I'm not even going to preview that. Ikapa have to win.
Yeah. Ubuntu and Santos.
Cool. Tough one for Santos. Going to Ocean View.
Yeah.
Ubuntu at home will be tough to beat.
Yeah.
Tough to beat.
Tough, yeah. Look, the result could go either way on that side also.
Yeah, it could. I think Santos are very well organized, very good team. Coach Rogers, he's a very, very streetwise coach. And I think Ubuntu got a lot of youngsters, but if you look at the results the last couple of weeks, they're picking up.
Yeah. Then Grossie Park, this is now for Stream B. Grossie Park playing at William Herbert this Friday night, Andrew, against Cape Town Spurs. That's going to be a tough game. Those two are always deliver tough matches.
Yeah, listen, they're both mid-table, both teams basically safe. It could be entertaining, Don't write off Grossie Park at home.
Yeah. Friday night football at William Herbert, nothing beats it, guys. Get there. Oriented Birds, they're staying at home this weekend and they're hosting City Kings. That's going to be a tough game for City Kings.
Tough games for City Kings. City Kings must pick up points. Oriented Birds, basically at home, they're going to be in control. Yeah, tough one to call,
Marty's hosting Hout Bay.
Nice team. Hout Bay, nice group of youngsters doing very well.
Yeah.
Marty's streetwise home. Marty's.
And then at Nyanga on Sunday, there's a game there between Zizwe and Battalions.
Yeah, that'll be a nice game.
I think Zizwe for them.
Zizwe at home. Yeah, doing well. Battalions need points.
Yeah.
So you never know what could happen, but Zizwe at home are favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the ABC very quick. That's done and dusted. We're going to jump immediately into the third division because there was a load of games.
Yeah, double headers.
I'm tired already just thinking about it. Okay, so last week, Friday the 1st, we had Silver Spurs against Woodlands, beating Woodlands 6-1.
Big result for Silver Spurs. Woodlands struggling, Shamiel. They got hit for a lot this weekend. We'll get to the other result on Sunday. Silver Spurs, momentum, good team.
Yep. Seaside Spurs win against Cape Town City. I think you called that game,
Yeah, I called that 3-2. Earl didn't want me to call it, but now he's okay with me calling it. Good result for Seaside. They were 3-1 up. City came back to make it 3-2. Seaside held on. Seaside tough to beat in Ocean View, Yep.
I
mean, they're a very good team. Cape Town City had a bit of a knock. They've had a break, which I don't think suited them. We did say, how would they come back, after the previous loss against Wanderers the previous week? Well, they got another loss.
Yeah.
They got a tough one coming up on Wednesday night, which we'll talk about later. Seaside, well done.
Yeah, definitely. And then Saxon Rovers and Crystal Palace. So I watched a bit of that match on Friday.
I watched the whole game.
And I think 0-0 sort of fair result.
Yeah, I think both teams cancelled each other out. Nobody really had clear-cut chances. I know the Crystal Palace keeper pulled off an excellent save in the first half. But I just thought most of the game was in the middle of the park. It was a midfield battle. A couple of half chances here and there. I think it was a fair result. I think if you gave Coach Bradley August the option of getting a point away at Saxons, he would have taken it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, good team, Saxon Rovers.
Yeah.
Premier United 4-0 win against FC Hout Bay.
We called that one too. Premier just too strong. I think Premier, have won 5 in a row now. Very good team, and they're banging in the goals. A previous game, they beat Jomo's 5-4. They're getting a lot of goals.
Definitely. Camps Bay against Vesco, that was your game.
Yeah.
3-1 win.
Yeah, good result for us. Wade Camps Bay, tough conditions, wind and field. We 1-0 down. We came back just before half-time to equalise. Got 2 in the second half. My striker, Tristan, scored 3, scored a hat-trick. I think, for once, not for once, but, I thought that we handled the conditions and we used our experience, I think, was a bit better than these. Our experienced players who played in conditions like that before. I think that was basically what got us over the line. And we managed the game. Once we got 3-1 ahead, we managed the game very well.
Okay. And then Trinis and Wanderers. Wanderers are doing wonderful things. 3-2 win against Trinis.
They're wondering,
No, they're not wondering. They know where they're going.
Listen, they're wondering. They wandered to Eitzer and got 3 points, which is very good.
3-2 win against Trinis. That's a big result, bro.
Big result. Yeah. Like I said, Trinis are started to hit their straps. So it must have been a very good performance by Wanderers.
Yeah. Jomo's getting a win against Jael Zwane, which is sort of not a surprise. They were at home, but Jael Zwane, a good side. I'm sure they would have at least expected a draw there, but a good win.
Yeah, we did say also last week, AstroTurf to Grass, Atlantis, Jael Zwane, very good team.
Yep.
But we just thought maybe home conditions, Jomos did it.
Yeah, and how's this for result? 1-1 draw, Greenwood and Matroosfontein.
Yeah, I think both teams will balance each other out. I think both teams are at the stage of the season where they're looking just for points.
Yeah.
And I think both are consolidating. Matroos had a very good start to the season, to be honest, and they had a bit of a slump.
Yeah.
And I think Greenwood had a poor start to the season. Now they're picking up momentum and picking up points. Even if it's 1 point to 3 points, they're picking up points. And I still think those two teams next year will be way better.
Definitely.
I think those two could be contenders next season. The way they're building with the youngsters that they have and the squad that they got.
If they continue with the way they're doing, keeping the coaches and keeping as many players as they can, there's a sort of two other teams that's like can be sitting back now. It's like, okay, we're going to consolidate, but next year we can come out.
We're going to catch you. Yeah, 100%.
Camps Bay and Trin is not a good weekend for Camps Bay, losing their both games on the weekend. 4-3 win for Trinis against Camps Bay.
Good result for Trinis. They needed those points. Yeah, Camps Bay had 2 victories the previous doubleheader. They got 2 losses now. It's not a train smash. I still think they're about 9 points away from safety. And when you got 14, 15 games left and you're 9 points away, you think you should be able to get it.
Should be fine, yeah. And then Jomo's losing 3-2 against Gold 50. Gold 50 a good side. Jomo's traveling there on Sunday.
And Gold 50 had 10 men for most of the game.
Red card
early in the game, the goalkeeper. So a big result there. With 10 men, it shows a lot of character for Gold 50.
And then Wanderers getting a 6-pointer weekend. 3-2 win over Seaside Spurs.
Big result.
That's a big win.
Big win for Wanderers. Seaside had just beaten City. So it's a big result. For Wanderers. Tough to beat in Younger Shamiel.
Yeah, definitely. And then Woodlands conceding 11 goals this weekend. 5-0 loss against Saxon Rovers.
Yeah, we did say Saxons will win it. It's worrying that they're conceding so many at home, Shamiel. The previous weekend they lost 3-2 to Camps Bay. And when you're struggling home games, you want to try and compete and get points. And to get hammered 5-0 at home. So, and there's a lot of ex-Woodlands players that played in Saxons. So it's like tough, It's a tough loss to take.
Then FC Houtbay, sorry, before we get there, Crystal Palace 1-0 win against Ocean View.
Yeah, listen, Palace, well structured. Once they get ahead, they're tough to score against. I think Ocean View are improving. Watch them.
Yeah, that result isn't like a big result.
No,
so
improving.
It must have been good. And then FC Houtbay 4-2 win against Matroosfontein.
Big 3 points.
Yeah, turning it around there.
Yeah, Matroos got the point the weekend. Saturday against Greenwood. Sunday they lost to Houtbay. Houtbay needed that,
Yeah, definitely. And then also we had games this week. On Tuesday, Greenwood and Jael Zwane, 6 goals scored there. So those 3-3 draw for both sides there. That's a
good draw. I think Greenwood got another point. Zwane would be very happy with that result. Going away to solos, never easy. Scoring 3 goals. Very good.
Good, yeah. Then 4-2 win for Vasco da Gama over Silver Spurs.
Yeah, listen, if you look at the results, you think it was comfortable. It wasn't really. We were 2-0 up at halftime. We had a number of chances to be further ahead. Second half, then Silver Spurs came. They came back to 2-2. Our keeper saved the penalty, and then in injury time, we scored to make it 3-2, and then again in injury time to make it 4-2. So the result doesn't actually indicate how close the game was. They also had some chances in the second half. We hit the post, the crossbar as well, second half. Very good team, Shamiel. I think, Rushan Abrams top. You can see why he's a top goal scorer. He scored against us yesterday. Him and Tommy together, lethal combination up front. I think Silver Spurs, how can I put it? I think that they are maybe 1 or 2 players away from actually winning this league. I think if they can keep a majority of that squad and 1 or 2 positions they can strengthen in, very, very good team. Very good youngsters as well. The unders were very good yesterday, and I think very good. I think like similar to Matroosfontein, and I'm not saying they're out of it this year because they can still do it. But what I'm saying is those are the teams to watch. I think they're building. When you play against teams, you can see what they're doing and where they're going. It's almost like Junction also had that period where they had a lot of youngsters. You remember that COVID year? They had a lot of youngsters. Everybody thought, Junction's now going with all these youngsters. The next year they won it. So those are the consolidation things that you're seeing within the clubs. But Silver Spurs is very good.
Good. And then looking at the fixtures taking place this week, quite a few also. First starting on Wednesday the 6th, Cape Town City versus Premier. That's going to be a nice tough game for both sides.
Cape Town City coming back from 2 losses. Premier, 5 wins in a row. Tough one. I think it's experience of Premier against the youngsters at City.
Probably I would say Premier for that one, but we'll see what happens.
I also think Premier.
Seaside Spurs, they are hosting Trinis on Friday night.
Ocean View is the place to be this weekend. Friday, Seaside Spurs. Saturday, Ocean View and Ubuntu. That's playing Seaside.
Then Premier United are at Downburg Road, and they're going to be hosting Wanderers.
Friday night.
Wonderful things. So let's see what result.
Let's see which Wanderers arrive, because you don't know which We know Premier will be pretty consistent. I think playing the Wednesday night against City and playing the Friday could be something that could make them slightly vulnerable, but I still think Premier at home.
Then Greenwood are playing at Solar Street on Friday night against Goal 50. That's going to be a tough game for them.
It's high-flying Goal 50. Goal 50, 9 points behind the leader, still there, still in contention. Greenwood obviously want to pick up points at home.
Definitely.
Tough to beat. I think both teams play on AstroTurf. Tough game.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, we've got a 2 o'clock kickoff there as usual at the Meadows, where Camps Bay will be hosting Silver Spurs.
Sure.
I don't see Silver Spurs losing there, but anything's possible.
I've played both teams. I played Camps Bay last week and Silver Spurs Tuesday night. It's a tough one. I think Silver Spurs are heavy favourites, I think, in my opinion. But Camps Bay at home, a lot of good youngsters. Anything can happen.
Saxon Rovers will be hosting Vasco da Gama. Wow, it's your game at Saxon. Oh, with Royal Road. That's a tough game. Just 3 lines there now.
First versus third, Saturdays, Royal Road. Yeah, tough one for us. Going on the road to Saxons. The first round, we were 2-0 up. We got an unfortunate red card. The game turned, became 2-2. And at that stage, I thought it was a very poor point for us. But looking back, it was a good point.
Yeah.
The Saxons are doing very, very well.
Saxons got a good team.
They know that they need to beat us, to stay on our coattails, and we know
you need to beat them.
We either need to beat them or take a point. So we're not the kind of team that goes to teams and plays negative football. So we will stay positive. I think it's a very nice game insofar as Saxons have proven that they're a type of team that can score a lot of goals. They're also a type of team that don't concede a lot of goals. So I think both teams are in that position where they're very well structured.
Yeah.
And it could be tight. It'll be a nice game.
Yeah, I think on Friday when I saw Walid Krotz playing there, I thought, wow, that adds a lot of value to that team.
Yeah, Walid, you got Marcy, you got Granol Scott in the midfield, you got Ashley Null on the one wing, you got Jason Brits up front, you got Buster there. So they're very occasionally in defense. You can go through every part of Saxons and you know that there's strength there, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes them a very good team. And Coach Zari has molded them into quite a formidable outfit. Definitely. If we look at the results, like I said to you, they only lost 1 game at home, which was against Wanderers. Tough team, eh?
Tough team. Then Ocean View are playing Woodlands. If there's any game for Ocean View to win, it will be this one.
It's a 6-pointer. Somebody has to win.
Yep.
They can't afford to draw. One team's on 11 points, the other team's on 14. The next team above them is on 22. They need to win.
Yeah. Jomos are hosting Crystal Palace.
Tough one for Palace, going to Atlantis.
So they should be,
the experience of Palace is still there, Shaman.
I know. Win a draw.
I think Palace could win it. I think with Gavin Hammers, those kind of experienced players around, Palace could win it.
Then City's playing on Wednesday, as we said, against Premier. They then need to go to Ellsbury Park on Saturday, where they play Matroosfontein, which is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I think as Matroos youngsters want to put themselves up against Cape Town City. I think Cape Town City going from AstroTurf to grass be difficult for them. They seem to be the kind of team that I won't say they're very vulnerable. There's a little kink in their armor when they go play on grass City, especially when the fields are not true.
Yeah.
So I think that could be to their advantage of Matroos.
I suppose it can be expected if you train 5 times a week on an
No. Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a negative, but I think it's part of their development.
They do just also.
And I think that's what people need to remember. Cape Town City is not just, they title contenders, definitely, they're right up there. But it's a lot of it is development.
Yeah.
And those youngsters will get used to playing on different surfaces.
Yeah. And then the last one there for the weekend, JL Zwane hosting FC Houtpay. I think Zwane favourites to win there.
At home. Yeah. Houtpay, they beat Matroos on Sunday. Let's see what happens, but I think Zwane definitely favourites.
Logs.
Yes.
So there was something I forgot. Look at the logs team for the 3rd division. Let's start at the bottom of the log. So we've got Ocean View, as Andrew said earlier on, bottom of the log with 11 points. Their next match is against Woodlands, who's on 14 points. And they're second last. So that explains the importance of that match.
Yes.
Right above them is FC Houtpay. And
also on 14.
14, and then Jomo Powers on 22.
Yeah, that's an 8-point gap I spoke about, Shamiel, between 3rd bottom and 4th bottom. And the way we're looking at it, it looks like Ukanya could be the team that could come down.
Yeah.
And that has an effect because that means the 3rd bottom will go down.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things that everybody's looking at now. And that 8-point gap is big. When you're in the relegation fighting, 8 points is a lot to make up.
A lot of money. Then top of the log there, Vasco da Gama, 43 points, 20 matches played. Crystal Palace, 40 points, 21 matches played. And Saxon, 37 points, 21 matches played. So if you look at the matches taking place this weekend, we've got Saxon against Vasco. So if Saxon take a win there, they then are 3 points behind Vasco. depending obviously Crystal
got a-
Palace.
Yeah, and we got a game in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a game in hand, and then so it also just makes it it's tighter already, but we'll just make it tighter.
Yeah, I
But we know
think
that.
the top three know that they can't afford to drop points, but they also don't want to concede points to the teams around them.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that scale effect is. You know, where you balancing act. So I think that's what makes it exciting, man. And as you can see from the last weekend, anybody can beat anybody in this league.
Yeah.
The bottom team can beat the top team. That's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Yeah, sort of. That's it.
Yeah, we got the. Don't forget, we got the Mitchells playing Cubs this weekend.
Mitchells playing Cubs
at Westridge. I think go out there, support the little Cubs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all going to be very excited to play this weekend.
As usual.
And all the parents and the mommies. I know when I go watch minis and camp football there, Mitchells playing, there's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It's very exciting and it's well supported. So go out there, support the community at Mitchells playing. I believe they got a nice sponsor on board this year, so big ups to them.
Yeah, well done. They do. We're just playing all the best for the Cubs tournament. We know it's a yearly festival.
Yeah.
And then, I sort of think that's it.
That's it, Shamiel.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube or comment on the Facebook platform or YouTube platform, doesn't matter. And thanks for all the comments that's come through so far.
Yeah.
And I think that's all from our side.
Yeah, no, listen, we got to thank Pequeno as well, our apparel sponsor. Thank you to them for always supporting us. And and to GSM Roofings, we promised them that we're going to do a live stream. We're definitely going to have to try this Vasco Saturday game thing. Must come to an end soon. So we'll be able to do a couple of games, hopefully before the end of the season.
Guys, until next week, cheers.
Cheers.